Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about C programming language. Right? Before going to C programming language, the outlines of the C programming language, fundamentals of C programming, basic structure of C programming language, data types, variables, constants of the C language, then operators and expression. Before going to this chapter, I'll explain the learning objectives of this chapter. After completion of this chapter, students will be able to outline importance of C programming language. Next, describe the basic structure of C programming language. Recognize the programming style of C language and describes how data types, variables, constants and operators are used in C language. What is C language? C language can be defined as a modern language of computer programming language. Why? Because most of the modern programming these languages follow the syntax of C language. For example, C++, Java, Python, C#, these are the modern languages. These languages follow the syntax of C language. That's why C language is known as modern language of computer language. The next one is structured programming language. Structured programming means the process of dividing a large program into a subprogram, and each subprogram can perform the different tasks. What are the benefits of structured programming language? The first benefit is it is easy to rectify the error. Second one is it is easy to modify the program. Third one is it provides code reusability. Fourth one is it avoids duplication of code. These are the advantages of structured programming language. That's why C language is also known as structured programming language. Third one is system programming language. Through C language, most of the system softwares are developed. For examples, Unix, it is an operating system. The operating system is also known as system software. That Unix operating systems, it was developed through C language. Apart from this, some of the compilers, device drivers and kernels are also developed through C language. That's why C language is also known as system programming language. Next, procedural oriented programming language. Procedural oriented programming means set of instructions that performs a specific task when it is installed into the computer. That means set of instruction is known as a function. The function, it is also known as subroutine, subsection, subprogram, and each subprogram can perform the different tasks. The third one is, last one is middle level programming language. The middle level programming language means C language supports the features of both low level and high level language. That's why the C language is also known as middle level language. Next, I'll explain the features of C programming language. First one is simple. Why C language is simple? Because the rich set of library functions, these library functions can help to solve a problem very quickly. Means the complex problem can be solved very quickly with the help of library function. That's why it is known as simple. Simple is one of the features of C language. Third one is machine independent or portable. Machine independent means the C program can be executed in any operating systems. That's why this is known as machine independent or portable. Next, structured programming language. In the previous slide, already I have explained what do you mean by structured programming language. For example, suppose every year we observe annual function in your college, right? In annual function, that function consists of different events, and if you will segregate all the events separately, then each event can perform the different jobs. So if any event problem face any problem, then you can solve very quickly. That's why the structured programming language is one of the features of C language. Next, rich library. Through rich library, we can develop a program very fast. Means rich library, in that rich library, some inbuilt functions are there. If we use, then very complex program can be solved very easily. Next, memory management. C language supports dynamic memory management technique. The dynamic memory means the process of allocating memory space during runtime is known as dynamic memory allocation. During runtime, some programs can occupy the memory space, also can delete the memory space. That's why the memory management is one of the features of C language. The next one is fast. The execution and compilation of the program is faster than other language. That's why the fast is also, by speed is also one of the features of C language. Next one, pointers. Pointers, it is a very important of C language. Through pointers, we can access the memory. That's why the pointer is also one of the features of C language. The last one is extensible. Means C language can adopt the new features very quickly. That's why it is one of the features of C language. Extensible is one of the features of C language. Next, I will discuss about the basic structure of C language. The basic structure of C language is divided into 6 sections. The first section is documentation section. In this section, program name is written within the comment lines. Why should you use comment lines? Because the location where C program is written, that is known as IDE screen. In this IDE screen, only C program can be written. If you want to use your language in this IDE screen, then it will display error because compiler cannot understand your language. So if you want to mention your language in the IDE screen, then you have to mention the comment lines. Within the comment lines, you have to write your own language, so that compiler can understand this is not my language, this is not C language, this is user language, so that compiler cannot compile that particular line and skip the line. Next section is link section. In link section, we use hash include stdio.h. Hash include is known as preprocessor directive. It provides instruction to the compiler to link the functions defined under the stdio.h in the program. That means stdio.h contains some library function, definition and declaration of some library function. If we will include that particular line beginning of the program, then your printf and scanf function will be invoked. The third one is definition section. All the symbolic constants are defined in this section. So if you want to use a constant throughout the program, then you have to use a macro hash define. The hash define is a macro. Through that macro, we can define a symbolic constant, also symbolic name. If I write hash define x 2.5, then 2.5 is assigned with x. Where you want to use x, then the value of the x is 2.5. But this constant cannot be changed. Constant cannot be changed. Fourth section is global variable declaration section. The global variable means these variables are alive and active throughout the entire program. The fifth section is main function section. The execution of the program starts from the main function. Without main function, the program cannot be run. The main function is divided into two parts. One is declaration section, another is executable section. In the declaration section, we can declare variable and functions, but in executable section, we have to write the input part of the program, process part of the program, and output part of the program. So, in a program, only one main function is required. More than one main function in a program is illegal, because the compiler cannot detect what is the starting point of the program, because the main function is the starting of the program. Whatever the sections you are observing, but the main function is the starting of the program. The compiler starts the compile from the main function. That's why the main is starting of the program. We should not use more than one main function in a program. So if you want to use, then compiler cannot detect what is the starting point of the program. So we should not use, right? The last section is function definition section. Function definition section means whenever you want to define a function in the program, then it has three specifications. One is function declaration, second one is function call, third one is function definition. Always the function definition resides outside the main function. So after main function we have to define a function. That section is known as function definition section. Now I'll discuss about the data types of C language. What are the different types of data types are used in C language? Before going to data types, first we have to know what is data. Why should we use data types in C language? Now, data is nothing but it is a raw facts and figures of any object through which object cannot be identified. So why should you learn data types in C language? Because whenever you want to input data into the computers through C language, what are the different types of data we can input? That's why you have to learn. There are C language supports three classes of data types. One is basic data types or primitive data types. The basic and primitive data types is also known as fundamental data types. The examples of basic data types are int, float, char, double, void. Alright. Next, user-defined data types. Examples of user-defined data types: structure, union, enum. Third one is derived data types. Derived data types are array, pointers, etc. Now, I'll discuss about data types, size, range. What do you mean by size? What do you mean by data range? Then already I have explained what is data types, right? So here character is a data type. Whenever you want to input a character value into the computers, that value can occupy the memory space only 1 byte in 32-bit processor. What is the data range? The range is minus 128 to plus 127. Next, int. If you want to input integer value into the memory, that integer variable can occupy 2 bytes memory space. 2 byte memory space. In these 2 bytes, the range will be minus 32,768 to plus 32,767 value will be stored. Next float, it is 4 bytes. Float is a data type. If you want to store float value into the memory, it occupies 4 bytes. The range will be minus 3.4 e to the power 38 to plus 3.4 e to the power 38. Like this, double 8 bytes minus 1.7 e to the power 38 to plus 1.7 e to the power 38. The void is a data type. It is an empty set data types. Now I'll discuss about variable in C language. So why should you learn data types, variable, constant in C language? Now if you want to make a statement in C language, then you have to learn data types, variables, constant in C language. Like whenever you want to learn English, first English language, you have to learn alphabet, then words. After that you can make a sentence of English language. Like this, you have to learn data types, variables, constants to make a statement of C language. The variable is nothing but it is a name of the memory location. It is used to store values, right? It changes its value during the execution of the program. There are different types of variables in C language: local variable, global variable, static variable, external variable, auto variable. The local variable means the variable which is declared inside the function, that is known as local variable. These variables are alive and active within the function, right? This is known as local variable. But the global variable, the variables are declared above the function, is known as global variable. These variables are alive and active throughout the entire program. Next one is extern variable. If you use the extern keyword before the variable, that variable declared after the main function, but if you use extern, then the compiler can understand that variable declared anywhere in the program, then it will not display any error. Then if you want to work in that variable, then you can get the result. Syntax to declare a variable. There are, if you want to declare a variable, the syntax is data type, the variable list. The data type is already I have explained in the next slide. Int, then variable name. If you want to declare a variable, that is a certain rules and regulation. If you follow the rules and regulation of the declaration of variable, then error can be minimized. What are the rules that I am going to explain? Okay. This is int a, float x, character p. A, x, p are variables, right? If you want to declare multiple variables at a time, if you want to declare 3 integer variables, then int a, b, c semicolon. Such type of declaration is also known as cascade writing declaration. Rules for declaring a variable name. Whenever you want to declare a variable, the first character must be an alphabet. If you want to specify the first character digit, it will display an error. Here I have given one example. The first character should be an alphabet or underscore, right? Here I have given one example, int abc. abc is a variable name, it is a data type. So it is a valid variable name because here the rules is first character should be an alphabet or underscore. That's why it is the first character of that variable is alphabet. That's why it is valid. The second example is int underscore abc. It is also valid because here the rules is first character must be an alphabet or underscore. So these two variables are valid, but the third one is int1 abc, invalid. Why it is invalid? The first character of the variable name is a digit. That's why it is invalid, right? Next one is variable name cannot be a keyword. Whenever you want to declare a variable, that variable should not be a keyword. What are the keywords? Some of the words in C language, that word cannot be changed by the programmer. That's why int is a keyword. Using int data type, we cannot declare a int variable and int variable. So int invalid. If you want to use int capital int, then that is valid. Here capital int is not equivalent to small int. Why? Now C language is also known as case sensitive language. Case sensitive means lowercase letter is not equivalent to uppercase letters. That's why the first one is valid and second one is invalid. Here also I have also mentioned C is a case sensitive. In the previous slide already I have explained C is a case sensitive because upper and lower cases are significant. Here int a is not equivalent to int capital A. Int small a is not equivalent to int capital A. That's why C language is a case sensitive language. The length of the variable can have up to maximum 31 characters length. But specifying less than 8 characters is a good practice for a programmer. We should not use more than 8 characters of a variable name, because whenever further you will use, you have to type, right? It will take a lot of extra time. If you mistake spelling, then it will display an error. So that the variable name should be small. Small is beautiful, right? There is no space within a variable name. That means white space is not allowed within a variable name. If you want to use space within the variable name, it will display error. Whenever you want to declare a variable, the variable should be a word. There is no space within a variable name. Thank you very much, dear students. Today this much.